Hey all, I just got back home from the flea market and I'm dripping in sweat. I should really go and take a shower. But I wanted to share all of the stuff that I found with you before I do so. So that's why I'm gonna be sitting here and just showing you a bit of a haul of flea market stuff that I found. I found a bunch of dolls that are here inside of my little backpack. But I also found a huge lot of 90s Barbies, childhood Barbies, and the seller, she wanted to part with them, and she ended up selling this ginormous bag to me for just €5. And I didn't even bring this bag with me. I just had my little backpack. So she was like, okay, you can have this bag too. I'm gonna be putting all of this stuff inside here. And then you're gonna have this huge Barbie lot, genuine Barbies, genuine Mattel products from the 90s for just €5. Which was insane, just mind-boggling, especially in this day and age, to be finding a score like this on a flea market. But it seems like the universe wanted to be giving me this gift. It seems like my karma balance is very positive at the moment, and I'm really happy that a collector like me found this lot and not a reseller or scalper who would be putting all of this stuff on eBay and just selling it off, because I'm going to be cleaning all this stuff and just keeping it and having it be part of my collection. I was really parched. I was sweating my balls off. It's like scorching summer heat right now here in Germany. But anyhow, I usually go to this flea market. It's every 2 months or so, and it's just in a very close proximity to the apartment that I live in. It's like a walking distance, so that is one flea market that I never miss out on. And the last time I went there, I scored a couple of Bratz dolls as well, tons of 90s and 2000s Barbies for very good prices. So I was expecting to be lucky this time around as well. But the first 2 hours that I was going from stand to stand, because this flea market is huge, it's sprawling, it just usually takes 3 to 4 hours to go to every stand. And I was like, okay, first of all, there were barely any dolls anywhere. Second, none of the stands and vendors and sellers were really willing to haggle down the prices. And I was like, okay, for your trash dollies, I'm not going to be paying €4 or €5 for dolls that are in just hideous condition, with cut hair and just bite marks everywhere. And so after 2 hours of slim pickings, I ended up scoring big with that lot. But before that, I did find a couple of things, so I'm going to be sharing those with you first. So all of my first finds are in this baggie here. And so the first thing that I found was this 2010s Fashionistas Barbie. And she's very cute, and I really couldn't pinpoint who she is or what era she's from, because the articulations that she has is kind of like the one from more like 90s Barbies. But she has canacolon hair, and she does not suffer from clue seepage. She doesn't have any cut pieces. It does seem like she might have had bangs that were cut in the front. She's a very pretty screening, and all in all, this was a very cute find. And she was in a bag stuffed full of trashed Steffi Love dolls, as well as a couple of fashion pieces. Most of them were like self-made crochet ones, but there was one fashion piece that I was really lucky to be able to call mine now, and that's this beautiful Mycene Masquerade Madness medicine doll jacket. And this jacket is in just pristine condition. It's not stained, doesn't have any tearing. The fur is just perfect. It's just immaculate. So this fashion piece alone, as well as this Barbie, I didn't want to be like, okay, I just want this fashion piece, because I wasn't really sure about getting this Barbie. I mean, flea markets these days, you just find tons of blonde Barbies everywhere. I love a blonde Barbie, but I also have tons of blonde Barbies already, so I don't really need them. But I didn't really want to be like, okay, I just want this jacket, because that would maybe make the seller be like, huh? So I just paired it together, and the seller wanted like €3 or €4, and I ended up buying this Barbie as well as the jacket for €1.50. Then I went to a vendor and she had tons of Barbies. She was there with her daughter, and her daughter was like, I think 13 or 14 years old it seemed. And the mother was the one selling the stuff off, and she had tons of Barbies, all of them in really bad condition. But she also had two curiosities that was really interested to find out more about them because I thought they were cute. And I ended up looking at them and just checking out whether they had any kind of markings. These are clone dolls, and clone dolls from like the late 80s, early 90s. Their aesthetic is very much like giving that kind of era, and that's an era that I have the most nostalgia for. So I ended up buying these two clone dolls. And these clone dolls, they have very, very cute faces, and I love their makeup. And they of course come with trashed, low-grade polypropylene hair that I hope that I'm able to be restoring, because at least it's not decomposing yet. But their bodies were in perfect condition and their faces don't seem to be suffering from any kind of yellowing. I love their very cute molds, and I love the cute face paint they have on. They're giving me Gem and the Holograms vibes. They're very much giving me late 80s, very, very early 90s toy design. And this type of toy design is the toy design that I like the most. So I ended up buying them, and the mother wanted €4 for them. I was like, these aren't even genuine Barbies, so I'm not going to be paying €4. And then I ended up getting them together in a bundle for €3 and paying €1.50 for each. It's pretty good, because these are the types of dolls that you're not going to be coming across very often. I think clone dolls are the hardest type of dolls to ID, to identify, and also the hardest type of doll to look up on sites like eBay, because there's no way to be like, okay, this is this doll, because she doesn't even have any markings on her back. Now then I went from stand to stand, and if they had any type of doll, that would be a blonde Barbie doll. I've had my fair share of blonde Barbies already, and I was always looking out for her friends, Teresa, Kira, Christy. Nada. None of them were there. But I then saw a vendor who had a couple of superstar Barbies. They were not really in good condition, but these two have the 90s body mold that is my personal favorite body mold of Barbies in terms of 90s era Barbies, with this type of hand and the proportions. And you always should have a couple of spare bodies to be able to rebody other dolls at hand, and that's why I was very interested to pick them up, because I thought about maybe eventually rebuddying my twirly makeup Barbie, who has this mechanism around her hips, so I'm not really able to be restyling her because she has something that prohibits putting on dresses or pants on her. And she also has this body mold. Having spare bodies from this era is always good. I mean, you can see that this doll has cut hair. Not even sure who these dolls originally were. And the hair is also in not the best condition. I mean, her hair is completely grayed. But at least the body's in pretty immaculate shape, and that's why I wanted to pick them up. And they said I wanted €6 for them, and I was like, bye-bye, I'm not going to be paying €6. So I haggled them down to $3 for both of them. Then I went and saw a Cindy doll. And with this doll, I was looking at her, and then I was leaving the stand because I wasn't sure about picking her up, because she's not in the best condition. She's got tons of tinsel in her hair, and it's in a pretty rough state. It looks very damaged. All in all, I mean, it's not like the plugs are missing, but I'm like, I want to go be restoring this mess of a hair. So I was like, nah, I'm not going to be picking her up. Then I went back, and then I went and looked at her again, and then I saw that she had a couple of chew marks on her feet, and then I was like, okay, I'm not going to be picking her up. Then I went back again. Because it's so rare these days to find a Cindy doll in flea markets here around where I live. I barely find any Cindys from the 90s, Hasbro Cindys. And I just said, you know what, I'm going to be picking her up. And I told them I'm going to be paying you €1, and the seller was okay, you can have it for €1. So yeah, I'm very interested to see whether I'm going to be able to restore this mess of a hair. I'm also not sure who this Cindy is, so if you're able to ID her, let me know in the comments down below. I do know that I'm able to be kind of, at least for little, restore feet. Like you just have to dunk them into boiling water, like really boiling in a pan, in a pot. Like while the water is boiling in the pot, you just have to dunk them and keep those feet in there, and then the chew marks will eventually not completely disappear, but not look as bad as they do now. And I mean, if she does clean up well, and it's only the chew marks on the feet that are still there, I'm going to be able to just put a couple of shoes on her, and then you're not going to be able to see them anyway. And with Cindy's from this era, there's something about the hip joint that kind of disintegrates, and then eventually one of her leg always falls off. And this is something that also happens with other Hasbro dolls from this era. I also saw Lunby and Hasbro Petra dolls that also have like one leg missing because the hip joint crumbled. So yeah, to have a Cindy who can still sit upright and have her knees have the bend and snap mechanism is very good. So the next doll I actually found after I found that huge 90s lot, and that doll is this Hollywood hair Barbie. And I mean, her body is in a perfect condition and her face paint is just immaculate. Her hair is also pretty rough, but at least from the front it's not visible. But from the back she's missing a couple of hair plugs, but it's not really that terrible. All in all, she's in a pretty good state, and she's got the cutest superstar face, and she's also my first Hollywood hair Barbie. When I see a Barbie like this, just in a pile of clone dolls, Steffi Love dolls, as well as tons of modern day hollow-bodied zombie milli-faced Barbies, I'm like, I can't leave her there. I can't leave her there. I mean, 20 years from now, you're gonna be barely finding any Superstar era Barbies on flea markets are bad, just like you won't find any vintage mod era Barbies nowadays. So when flea markets are wiped clean from these, I'm gonna be happy to have made the decision to buy them when they were still available, and I just paid €1 for this Hollywood hair Barbie. I also have a fashion corner dress that almost looks identical to that of the dress that Hollywood hair Barbie wears. So when she's all cleaned up, I'm going to be putting her in that one, and she's gonna look great. So now, the find of the century, at least for me, and one that I'm just still in awe to have found. I'm gonna be showing you all of it in a close-up. I'm gonna be spreading it all either on my floor or on a table, and then we're just gonna be going through all of the things that I found. And I'm gonna be talking a bit about it. I haven't ID'd any of it. I haven't even looked at it since buying it. I mean, I just got home from the flea market. So we're gonna be going through all of it together. So here we have all of the things that I bought together in that whole bag that cost me a total of €5. Now let's just quickly glance over all the stuff, because I believe it would take hours upon hours for me to go through each and every single one of these items. And I've also not ID'd a bunch of the stuff, so I'm not really sure what belongs to what. But the things that just got to me were, first of all, I love this Beat Blast Barbie. She is so pretty. And she even has her ring. So she also has her earrings. And in this clothing lot, there's also her dress. If I would find it, here it is. So a lot of the things that are in part of this clothing lot belong to one of these dolls. So I just have to piece all of it together, which is going to be tons of fun. I'm also in love with this gorgeous Pearl Beach Christie. It's so rare that I find a 90s Christie on Flea Market, so she was the reason why I started going through that box with all of the Barbies. This one is funny as well because my friend Gabe, I think he found her last week and he ID'd her, so I now know that this is a Sweet Treats Barbie. And again, some of the things here like this belong to her, and I bet that a ton of the stuff that's part of this lot of 90s goodies might also be part of the things that Sweet Treats Barbie came with. I just love 90s toy design. I mean, 90s molds, and just the plastic itself, it just feels different to get nowadays, so this is great. That bathtub that turns into a cupboard as part of a Barbie house. That skirt is, speaking of, toilet makeup Barbie skirt. Also love these molds, like, look at the whimsy of it all. It's just so pretty. And this, no idea what this is, maybe it was part of that house too, but it even works. I mean, the batteries still work. So cute. Also love this diving gear. Just glittery pink Barbie 90s goodness. There's also the whole outfit of pet veterinarian Barbie, and I believe this must be her. She's wearing toilet makeup Barbie's necklace. And yeah, there's also the sleeping Barbie, the one with the plushy body, and her full outfit is here too. There are even a couple of Fashion Avenue pieces here, a couple of cute pantyhose. Now taking a quick look at all of these fashions, I think some of the pieces, they belong together, and the thing is with all of them, they're all genuine Barbie. Every single one of these pieces has the genuine Barbie tag, and the quality is just perfect. I mean, this color scheme in itself is just perfect. Love this piece. Now there are so many pieces that I'm not able to identify. So if you see something that you immediately know what it is, please let me know in the comments down below. Maybe this is all American Barbie stuff. No idea. This is Pearl Beach Christie's. Part of a bikini. There's another jacket here, which is very cute looking. And this is stuff of Angel Face Barbie. No, not Angel Face, the one was from the 80s. But the one with the angel wings. Now, funnily enough, this Barbie that I had bought to rebody, she has these holes in the back, so it leads me to believe that she's the one who had these wings. So it's all coming together. Now the shoes, most of them are sadly singlets. I think these two belong together. They're these kitten heels. This little fluffy thing here is also a shoe. I'm sad that I only have one of them. I think this one belongs to her. Must be from this basic slimline. Slim box Barbie. And there's even stuff from Jewel Mermaid Barbie. So yeah, random assortment. There was also this one, which was this space flying Barbie. This dress with butterfly clipped onto the skirt part. Lots of tulle, lots of bits and bobs. Even a little stand here. So yeah. I'd be happy if you see something that screams out to you and you immediately know what it is, to let me know in the comments down below. it would make IDing it so much easier. Now this is one of the budget slim box Barbies, who I also immediately knew who she was. And this must be a horse riding or equestrian Barbie, because again, part of our outfit pieces are here too. And yeah, maybe she's one of the working out or gymnast Barbies, or she's also another equestrian Barbie, because there's another equestrian outfit here, and I think 2 equestrian pants. Now this doll is actually, I believe, this must be some kind of Luke Skywalker doll from the 90s. He has a marking of 1992 Hasbro, and this belongs to him. This must be one of the beach cans, because the pants were part of the slot. Now this one is also exciting for me because this is a childhood toy of mine. I actually had this Hercules when I was little. He also comes with a huge gold sword that wasn't part here, but he has one of his cuffs that was just buried underneath all of the other plastic pieces. And she's also a childhood toy of mine, this Esmeralda doll from Hunchback of Notre Dame. This is also a childhood toy of mine. And I believe that this dress, as well as the black tulle headscarf, belong to this Esmeralda doll. And now we have a bunch of little Kelly dolls. This one has a heart on her tummy that she can squish. She might spit out water. And she has a mechanism in her back that would make her arms go up and down. And there are a couple of McDonald's Barbies from the 90s, like this McDonald's Beat Blast Barbie, and this Generation Girl Tori McDonald's toy. And I believe this could be a skipper dress from the 90s. Then we have Dr. Barbie. Now I'm pressing the button here. Where is it here? It doesn't work, so I have to check out whether the batteries in the back have rotted. So that's that. That's my little haul. And again, I paid just €5 for the entirety of this, which I'm happy about. Well, it's gonna be a lot of work to restore all of this back to its glory, but glancing over all of the dolls, none of them have any kind of chew or bite marks, none of them have cut hair, none of them have any kind of hair plugs missing. So they're in a state, which means that I'm going to be able to restore them. I'm not going to keep all of them. I'm going to keep 90% of them. Not sure of a place for this, but I mean, these dolls are cute to display with Barbies like Dr. Barbie. Also not sure about her. She's kind of creepy looking. Yeah. Do I really need to keep her? So, yep. That's my haul. And that's basically the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments down below what your favorite find of this haul was, and I might see you again in my next video. Bye for now. Gorgeous.